What's going on, everybody? Deucefold here, and today I'm going to be breaking down all of the alpha test heroes here in Thetan Arena. So I was one of the 1,500 folks that was quick enough to sign up for the alpha, and I heard it was over in 10 minutes, and so I'm super glad that I was just on top of it quickly, because I've been enjoying the alpha. I've been streaming it and hoping to make more videos about it soon. But anyways, enough of that. I'm sure everybody's curious because I was super curious, and I know there's more people, but they want to see like who are all the heroes, what can they all do, and what are their stats and stuff. So I just got to start by warning you guys, this is just the alpha. Everything is subject to change, so you know, take the numbers and stats and abilities with a bit of salt there, because things could change at any time. But anyways, so we'll go ahead and start, and I have these in no particular order, just letting you know that. Just basically who's on the right side of my screen here, and I went left, so pretty arbitrary. But we're gonna start off with Radon, or Raiden. Some people call him Rhydon, but he's the free hero. He's the free hero that everybody starts with. So as you can see, it even shows him as free in the alpha. But here's his stats: common, default skin, assassin class, damage. So that +7 is if I upgrade him. So don't worry about that. I have everybody at level 0 except for Phoenix, but I have another Phoenix skin that has no level ups. So I'll be able to show you guys the base stats for everyone in the alpha. So here's his base damage, 3 times 203. That basically means he shoots off 3 projectiles. 3,200 health, 2 attack speed, 41 speed, and 3.5 range. His Fury, which if you guys don't know, Furies are like super abilities, basically ultimates that your guy charges up over time. It's a bunch of bullets spread out with longer range, attack through walls, stun enemies, and deal much higher damage than normal. Damage per bullet, 15 bullets times 125, so that's quite a lot of bullets if you land them all. That'll easily kill just about anyone. Well, no, that'll probably do around 2,000 damage, maybe less, I don't know. Probably less, I'm tweaking. But anyways, range of 4, stun duration of 1 second. And then the passive section, I will just let you guys know right now, it is coming soon. So I'm guessing that, well, I'm not guessing, I know. Well, I don't know because it's just alpha. But I'm sure that they'll introduce all these passives for all the heroes, all the 24 heroes, by the way. So we can, I'll go ahead and show you guys a little bit of Radon action here in the practice area, just to show you guys what his abilities do, and I'll do this for all the heroes as well. So here I am, and I'm just gonna show you guys his auto attack. I took like 3-4 shots to kill that bot, and then if I hit reset cooldown, which is really nice, I can just show you guys his super quick, which basically just does massive damage, and I'll show you guys it against a wall here as well. So if you got people hidden away, you can just blast in and really get them. So that's really nice, and so that's kind of how Rhydon works, or Raiden. So next up, I wanted to show you guys Cluster, and Cluster is kind of fun. So he's kind of got a pistol that you can charge up over time to launch more than 1 bullet. So his normal attack actually is just 1 times 440. But if you charge it up for, I don't know, it's like a second or 2, then it launches 6 bullets, which is almost always worth it, unless you're just trying to get that 1 bullet off. So charging is definitely the way to go with Cluster. And I think this is a skin on him, so just be warned, this is the Cavalry General Cluster. But yeah, damage is pretty good, range is pretty good with 4.5, speed of 40, attack speed of 2, and he's rare, or he's common, the skin is rare. Here's his ultimate. His ultimate, or his Fury, is a little bit tough to use, I would say. I often actually die when using it. Basically, he jumps, or he kind of dashes forward. I'll show you guys too. He dashes forward and then fires 6 super bullets with big damage that randomly fire. I will warn you guys one thing about his Fury here is that it will target presence. I've been in some clutch moments that I'm just like, this super's gonna clutch the game. We're gonna win. And then it just shoots presence, and I'm just like, oh. You know what I mean? So let's jump in and show you guys what he's got. So here we go. I'm gonna show you guys just his basic attacks. As you guys can see, it just shoots one bullet at a time. And then I'll show you the charge here. So it takes about a second, and then it shoots off 6 bullets in rapid fire. That's pretty nice. And then I'll show you his super here. So you kind of just dash a little bit, and then it does this animation, and then fires 6 shots off rapidly. And I'll show you again. And it targets at absolute random. So as you can see, it's targeting just random 6 enemies to get shot. So tough to aim, but if you only have one enemy, like let's say I'm trying to hit this one boss, it can just launch 6 right on him, which can be a really quick rapid fire. Next up, I want to show you guys Big Papa. So again, this is the skin. This is Big Santa, Big Papa. Kind of a funny name. But he's kind of a rocket launcher, I would call him. He's a common hero. This is a mythic skin in the marksman class. Damage 405, health 24, attack 2.2, speed 39, and range 4.5. I will say about this hero is I find his basic attack a little bit lacking. And I'll show you guys in the practice zone again, but just literally compared to the last hero we saw, who can fire 6 times 400, 40, Big Papa kind of is lacking in that sense. I will say his super is better though, in my opinion. And this is still the alpha, so numbers are subject to change. But anyways, his Fury releases 6 missiles in a row. It's pretty good. It's kind of like just like a big blast in front of him, and I'll show you guys right now. So here's Big Papa, and as you can see, the shots, I mean, they look cool. They're rockets, you know, they blow up. But like realistically in a 1v1, he's not my first pick. But I'll show you guys his super ability here. So you actually have to, it makes you stop running, stand still, and launches a bunch of rockets. And this can blow up walls. In fact, it might even travel through walls. Might not. Nope, it looks like a few blew up on the wall. So that's Big Papa. Next, I'm going to show you guys Duris. Kind of funny, goofy noises. But he's sort of a poison character. Well, not sort of. He definitely is. So when you attack with him, or it, I don't know what that thing is. Kind of has a lot of hair. This is also a skin, so just don't mind the skins. Well, actually, they're probably pretty sick if you're watching and you see all these skins. But anyways, Duris, you attack with him, and it sets a couple ticks of poison, and it's only a couple. So like you hit him, and it goes poison over. So it doesn't last super long, but it does help. You know, damage over time. It helps. And he does launch 3 little bullets out. Has 3,500 health, 2 attack speed, 42 speed, 3.5 range. And this is an epic rarity hero, so that's pretty cool. So it'll be more rare to see around. And then his Fury is interesting. Basically, he goes like God Zeus mode. All right, that's the best way to just describe it. He basically, there'll be a circle around him. It's a decent size. I'll show you. Don't worry. And then, oh yeah, radius of 3. So if you remember the ranges of 3, that's how big a radius it has. But anyways, anytime somebody's inside, including presence, by the way. Oh, don't get me started on hitting presence with this super. Anything that can take damage inside the zone will just start getting hit. And it can only hit one enemy at a time. So like the lightning strikes will just keep coming down. And I'll show you guys what he can do here. Okay, so here's his basic attack. As you can see, hit, poison. And it might even do an immediate poison. So it might be hit and poison, and then poison. I think that's what it is. I'm going to double check. because I see a 163 popping up. Yep, it looks like that is what it is. So when you hit him, it does the 205 plus it drops the first poison. So there's actually 3 ticks of poison. And then this is what his super is like. If I use it with just one enemy, that enemy will just get struck. But if I bring it to over, it'll just start randomly. It'll just start randomly attacking. Which can be interesting, because if you're just attacking one opponent, like it hits hard. You know, just 150, like boom, 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 you know. And you can actually fire during it, so it makes it a pretty versatile super that you can, you know, basically fight during his super, which is, you know, a lot of them like Big Papa makes you stand still and you can't even move. You can't dodge, you can't attack or whatever. But anyways, next I want to show you guys Serp. So Serp is kind of cool. This is the Lunar New Year Serp. And this is a common hero, so we can expect to see him around. Damage is 3 times 2, 31. Health, 3,400. Attack speed 2, 41 speed, and 3.5 range. Now his super is sort of like, I would call it a harpoon, or his fury, whatever. I'm just going to call him supers, just because. Hope you guys can forgive me. But it's kind of like a harpoon. And it just basically like pulls him to the enemy. So I'll show you guys. Alright, so here's his basic attack. It's basically just a shotgun that has like 3... I mean, it looks like it has a lot of projectiles. But if you see how it lands in those 3 puddles, you can kind of tell that it's 3 just like bubbly projectiles. So it's kind of like a shotgun. And then this is his super. It's just like that. It does some damage, and it gets you over to them and stuns them for a short time. So you can actually, you know, if someone's bugging you from a distance, you can just pull. You know, you don't have to use a dash. You can just get right in there and hit them with your shotgun, which is pretty great. All right, next up, I want to show you guys Lucy Muffy. Lucy Muffy. So she's the guitar shredder. Her damage is kind of like a big spread. I think it's sound waves, you could call it, I guess, you know. Screeching guitar waves, I guess. But, you know, it hits okay. 199 times 4. Higher health, 4,100. 2.5 attack speed, 38 speed, and 3 range. Epic rarity. And then her super, oh wow, got a scroll for this one. Her super heals allies inside of a circle, and also, and it says here, slightly drains enemies. So it can do some damage, but it's best for like a big team fight if everybody's bunched up, because you're healing your team and you're dealing damage. So as you can see here, it heals your team 10% every 0.75 seconds. And it does damage of 100 every 1 second, or every 0.75 seconds. How long does that last? For 4 seconds. So, I mean, let me do some quick math here. 4 divided by 0.75 is 5.33. So you can expect it to proc 5 times. So that will deal 500 damage, and it will heal 50% of your team's health if they're in it the whole time. So, I mean, imagine that during a fight, every single teammate, it just gets 50% heal. Like that's pretty good. And that could definitely turn the tide of a battle. So a really good support pick here, and I'll show you guys her battle mode, or her moves. So here she is. Here's her attack. It's kind of like, you know, it almost actually auto aims. I forgot to mention that. I actually might have forgotten. But even if it's out of range, it won't auto aim all the way. It's like you still have to be within range, but I wonder how... Yeah, I can literally shoot backwards. It has a mind of its own. I don't even think it's quicker when I shoot at him. It might just leave that side of my body. So auto aiming... I mean, if you're bad at aiming in the games, Lucy Muffy's your gal. Lucy Muffy's your gal. You just have to fire. I want to see if it... Yeah, it looks like it randomly targets anyone in range. And I haven't seen it hit the same enemy twice yet. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then her super, it doesn't show a range here. But when I use it, that's the distance. That'll start dealing damage and healing others. So let me take a little bit of damage to see if it heals myself here. And it looks like it does heal myself, so it'll heal you as well. Alright, next up I want to talk about Bathos. And this is a really pretty badass skin, I gotta say. Bounty Hunter Bathos. That's pretty sick. But anyways, he's an epic hero. And you can probably tell he's got the 2 guns, so he fires 2 bolts. Or two shots or whatever. And they each do 350, which is okay. And then he's got 2400 health, 2 attack speed, 40 speed, and 4 range. And 4 range is higher than most. And he's in the marksman class for a reason. His super, accumulate an immense amount of energy into a bullet and fire it far ahead. No one can withstand the might of the explosion. Even Bathos himself is pushed back a distance, destroying walls that stand in his way. So this one has a pretty far range of 5 and does pretty big damage, I gotta say. It almost does 1500 damage. And it has an AoE as well, so theoretically you could smack a whole team with this move and hit hard. So I'll show you guys here in the practice. Alright, so here's Bathos, and you can see he's got that nice range, and his shots travel fairly fast. This is one you can you can pretty reliably auto aim the first bullet, but if you want to hit that second bullet on a moving target, you might need to lead it. So not so auto aim friendly, but you know, that's decent damage, I would say. And then here's his super. I'll try to get a good video angle here. So, gosh, why is it not letting me? Oh, because I'm hitting the X with it. So yeah, to cancel your abilities when you go over the X, you guys can't see my thumb, but I'm on the X. That's why it won't let me shoot that way. If I go like, I can shoot it that way, just not if I go long. So anyways, I'm just gonna fire it in there. As you can see, it moved me back a little bit, but it just does, it's just a big shot. It just really is a big shot. And I'll show you guys that it does stop at that zone, but it still has that AoE. So if somebody's even out of the range, I mean, you can send that and it'll hit. As long as they're not super far out of the range. Like this might not hit. Yeah, see? So as long as you're decently close, and I mean, as you can see with this group up here, you can hit a lot of them. And so it can be pretty useful. Alright, next I want to show you guys Errant Ghost. And I'll show you guys the nicer skin. So here's Prison Breaker Errant Ghost. Oh wait, this is the default skin? Get me out of there. The machine gun. Wait, this is a default skin? What? Alright, something's bugged. I'm gonna have to report that one. It's an alpha. It's an alpha. Anyways, he's common hero. 6 times 115. It's basically he just, you know, he's got that big minigun. Higher health, you know, almost 4K. 1.2 attack speed, 36 speed, and 3.5 range. So in my opinion, he's got pretty good range for a tank and that minigun. Now his Fury is called Uppercut. Charge violently into the target direction, destroy all obstacles in the way. Victims get stunned and heavily damaged. The stun lasts 2 seconds. Now, I hate being stunned for 2 seconds, so I know that's a good move, you know. And I'm pretty sure you might be able to stun more than one person. I'm going to test that out.
The battle begins.
So here I am in game. Here's the shot. It's kind of like a good spread. The closer you are, the easier it is to land shots. But if you look at it, it does follow an attack pattern. The first one always goes to the right. So it goes right, middle, slightly right, right, left, left, or something like that. You guys can see the pattern kind of. Now there is no like money spot. I think they're pretty spread out. I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can't necessarily land like all 6 on like the middle or something like that. You kind of have to. It'd be really hard to move to get these lined up. But anyways, his super here is that it's that charge. I'm gonna see if I can charge into a couple enemies. Yeah, so I was able to stun 3 with that. So it looks like first impact is just where you're gonna do it. But it kind of works like that, and it's a bit slow. But he can go for far ways. So, you know, it lasts like 3 seconds. So 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Okay, well I hit. So like if you're trying to get somewhere or get away, or maybe you're in tower mode and you pick up the battery and you're just, you can get pretty far with this. You can get pretty far with that. So it looks like I goofed up on my list and I put Bathos on there twice. Don't worry about it. There's actually only 23 heroes. Yeah, I'll fix that. Pardon my error there. I think I reported there's 24 heroes, but there's actually 23 because there's not 2 Bathoses. So my apologies. So next I want to show you guys Steel Shot. And here's the default skin. Anyways, his damage is 433, health is 2400, attack speed of 2, speed of 39, and range of 4. So pretty good range. He's a marksman class again. But I kind of find his damage a little bit lacking as well, sort of like Big Papa. What is nice though is Rocket Rain. His super is pretty good, and I also believe that his shots arc, like they lob over walls, so that kind of makes up for a lot of his I would say lack of damage. Is that you can actually outplay people, get behind walls, and unless they have wall break, you can just pick away at them. And Rocket Rain is really good. I'll show you guys. It does some big damage. 7 times 400, like it hits hard. So here's the basic attacks. As you can see, they go up in the air before they launch, and they have a pretty good range, or like AoE, but it's actually not a true AoE. So you can see like he's slightly in, but it won't hit. And even when I do a little bit closer, it won't hit. So it's a little bit misleading. That one hit. Like as you guys can see, like that's pretty lined up and it doesn't hit. So I tend to definitely stress, like this one could hit like all 6 of those. It hits like 4. So it's a little bit wacky with that, but his super is nuts. Check this out. So it also goes over walls, but he basically just launches up those and they just come down. So I'll show you guys that again. It launches them up and it comes down, and you can just dominate people with this. This kills. This really kills. Like he just lost like 3,000 health. He's at 15.6 down to 12.5. That's 3k. That's over 3k. Like it's big damage and it's really fast. It's hard to dodge because it's got such a big area. Like if I did it over myself in the middle, I'm expecting it. I can't run out. It just hits. It's a really good super, I gotta say. Next on the list is Phoenix, and Phoenix is pretty OP. She does massive damage. So as you can see, 4 times 246. She's a legendary and for good purpose. One of my favorite heroes to play as, just because I dominate with her. Good attack speed 1.6, speed of 40, and range of 4.5. So she has really great range, really great damage, good speed. Like I guess she's a bit squishy, but I mean she's really good. And her super is, you know, it's another one of those scrollers, so you know it's good. Her super is insane. Well, yeah, it's kind of insane. If you're going to die, you can just pop her super and she survives. Like she raises again basically as a phoenix, you know what I mean? So raise her wings to enter an immortal state. So she flaps her wings, does like 3 waves of damage, and heals allies. I haven't tested much of the healing allies, but I'll do it in the test zone. I actually didn't even realize it healed allies. I've been just using it offensively. So that's a good bonus. She's immune to all harmful effects, and if she gets killed during it, she will revive with, I think it's half health, which is just really, really good. So yeah, it looks like restore HP does 7%, so that's every wave probably healing your allies. And then it does 600, 600, and then on the third wave it does 1100. So if somebody gets caught in all 3, that's hitting for over 2k, which is just a great super already. And then add on the fact that she can avoid death, and then add on the fact that she can heal. It's insane. And then last, restore HP and HP revive per 1 second. So that's a little bit unclear to me, last restore HP. I know that she comes back with about half health, and I'll show you guys as well. So here we are, and as you can see, her attacks are pretty fast. I really, really like them. You can just basically like melt down enemies like super fast. Like he's at 17.5, 2 attacks later, he's 2k down. Like that's, you drop 3, and it's you know, 4th is right there. It's GG. But let's test out this heal on these bots right here. So yeah, 140, 140, 300. It actually looked like that did damage to me, didn't it? I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, it does do damage to me. I did not know that. That's interesting, so be wary. But if I were to do this where I die, I heal, 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 I'm over half health to finish the fight. So that's actually really interesting. I did not know you had to sacrifice health. Huh. Maybe that's so you're more likely to die. So I'll die again here and show you guys the respawn. When you do die, it just goes right into the respawn though. And then gives you 1600 health. So pretty nice. Really good super, really good attack. Literally a busted character, I think. I haven't seen a character better. So we'll see if she gets nerfed at all before the game releases. Next, I want to talk to you guys about Thetan.
Those who can't overcome their limit can never reach their potential.
This is Fire Kick Thetan. Legendary hero, rare skin, assassin class. I will just break it to you, all the melee characters are really good. They all have phenomenal damage, like phenomenal damage. Thetan hits for 720, has 3500 health, attack speed of 2.8, speed of 43, but the range of 0.9. So the range is of course the killer here, but the attack speed, and damage are just, they're literally fire. His Fury is calling out, it's called TNT kick here. Call out for the power of Tornado and Tornado God. Sweep out all enemies in the moving direction. At the end of the moving path, Thetan performs an earth-splitting uppercut kick, causes massive damage and stuns enemies. So you can actually sweep up a whole team in the tornado and just deliver a massive stunning kick, which is really good. I wish it said how long the stun was on here. But yeah, it looks like you hit him on your way out and then you hit him with the kick at the end. So it's a little bit of a two-hitter, and it can potentially leave a whole team stunned. So one cool thing about all the melee characters is they also have dashes when they attack. So if you're like racing for health, you can dash there a little bit quicker. So just a tip. And then I'll show you guys, you can really, 3-tap these bots because they're, they are just low health. You have to be careful when you're auto-aiming with the melee characters because you will often auto-attack. Like if I was like right there trying to auto-attack, but I'm moving away, it goes in that way. So it's important that you either aim or you're just smart. But anyways, I'll show you guys the tornado kick. So you guys can kind of see it's like the rectangle and the ball. So you can see I start the tornado and then monster kick at the end. So it's really quick, actually. It's a fast one. Tornado kick. It also works as a dash, so if someone's trying to get away, I can just kind of charge up on them real quick. It's not as good as any other dash because it has that moment of delay, and it's not, well, it's pretty far, but it has that moment of delay, so just keep that in mind when you're chasing. Alright, next I'm going to show you guys Conky, and this is one of the heroes I was most excited for from the trailer of Thetan Arena. You know, he's one of the guys shown there, and I thought he was awesome. He's just a big monkey swinging his, I don't know what to call that thing, hammer, I guess? I can't tell. I can't spin him around, so I'll look in the game what it is. But anyways, he's a legendary. He's a tank. He's a little bit different from the other melee heroes. He has a bit of range, and he doesn't dash. His damage is 500. But when he hits an enemy, bananas fly out on the other side of that enemy doing damage to things behind it. So it's a little bit more than that in a way. He has great health, 4600, attack speed 2, speed 39, and range of 2. So he's the longest range melee, you could say. Wait a second, I can spin him. Since when? Weird, I've never been able to spin them before. Anyways, so wait, now I can't. There I can. So bizarre. Anyways, so yeah, it looks like he's got a club with bananas on the end. So it looks like he's actually swinging just like a banana bundle or tree or something. Anyways, his super is crazy. It's literally crazy. He goes banana crazy. He eats his banana tree. Oh, that answers it. It's a banana tree. And he cannot control himself. He becomes a real monster, and so what he does is if he's away from enemies, he'll do a massive leap towards an enemy, and once he's near them, he'll just hit you just hard. He'll just go boom, 2 fists on the ground, you're getting a hit. And he does stuns. It's all AoE. His jump on range is really good, and I'll show you guys here. It's a really good super. So here we are. Here's the attack. As you guys can see, the bananas are coming out the back. And he attacks, you know, a good speed. But it's a little bit better when there's enemies on the back, because each banana hits for 300. And as you saw there, I actually killed the guy behind him before I killed him. So I expect, I don't know, Thetan Arena pros to know that. And maybe, you know, if they're about to hit this guy, they could just run to the friend and land those or something. I don't know. But anyways, I'll try out the super here. So it's basically an activation. So you use it, and then your normal attacks just become boosted. So there's the jump. Oh, I kind of wasted it. So there's the jump, and then, oh, they all died. No, I'm too good. Okay, so I'm gonna use it. It looks like I can just keep jumping. There was the slash. It also looks like I heal. I didn't know that. There's the jump, and then there's the slashes. So when an enemy stays alive on you, that's when you start doing the slashes. Looks like I'm just continuously bouncing. That's kind of weird. That might have been an alpha bug. But yeah, I didn't know he healed, so that's kind of cool. That's really interesting. So yeah, that's Conky. Alright, next up I want to show you guys Miko. She kind of reminds me of Diva from Overwatch. How she's got the mech suit. But anyway, she's an epic, and this is actually a mythic skin for her. She has the machine guns as well, so kind of a bit of a brrr, firing. Really high health, 4300. Damage is 8 times 95. Attack speed 1, speed 37, and range of 3. So she's a bit slow, but has decent range and you know, is a tank, so she's not supposed to be fast. Her super is really interesting. She basically speeds up, gets a lot of armor, and then just like leaves a fire trail. So if you're chasing someone, you can catch them. If you're being chased, it's perfect if you're being chased, because you get that speed, you get that armor, you're probably going to end up surviving then, and then also the person's chasing you is just going to be lit on fire, which is pretty much best case scenario. But yeah, it does burn damage, you know, 250 burn damage per second, so that's really nice. And then gives her 400 armor, 30% speed. Speed down. Gosh, I wonder if it makes enemies slower when they step in the fire. But then also you got to think, you know, that speed up. I haven't been talking about upgrades as far as damages go, but when it affects a percentage like this, it's a big change. So speed up, that 1.2% speed increase when I level them up, I'm guessing, and again this is alpha, don't take the numbers for granted, but I'm guessing, you know, when you get her up to level 10, that's going to be a 40% speed up boost. So that's, you know, really good and something to consider. That's you know, when percentages come into play, it's much better when you upgrade. So I'll show you guys her out. Alright, so here's the attack. Basically just firing machine gun. Hard to control where it goes. If you're closer, the most of them will land. And then the super is an activate. As you can tell, I'm not so fast, but I can leave some burn on those guys. And really it is just about escaping and getting away from enemies. And another nice thing about it is you can use it offensively, because let's say your enemy's up there, you can go in, then now you have a shield, and if you get on top of your enemy, you start burning them and firing at the same time. So it's one of the supers you can continuously fight through, so that's really nice. Alright, next up I want to show you guys Destroyed, or Destroyed, I don't know. He's another one of those lobbers or throwers, whatever you want to call them, arch shots. So his damage is low, because he is, well, not because, but he makes up for it in being able to launch over walls. Low health as well, so really squishy. You know, 400 damage, 2300 health, 2 attack speed, 40 speed, and 3.5 range. He's a common, so we expect to see him a lot. One thing about his shots, though, is that they bounce when they miss. So if you launch a shot and the enemy tries to run away from it, like away from you, like staying in the line of target, it'll bounce and catch up to him, so that's kind of nice. And his super is sort of similar to that, but it does some damage. When you launch this super, it basically just like hits, and then it bounces and hits, and then it bounces and hits, and it moves forward a little bit, but it does really good area damage, and it's pretty powerful. So here I am. I'll show you guys the bounce shot. So let's say that guy's running away. Oh, he got away. Let's say he's running towards it though, and that'll hit, and it'll blow up as soon as it hits. But if it doesn't hit, then it will continue to bounce. So kind of nice, like those kind of shots will land. It's kind of nice you don't have to completely always get the distance of your enemy down. And then I want to show you guys the super here, because it's actually pretty good. So you fire just a bigger ball, and it does, you know, 3 hits like that. It's hard to dodge because it is just it's as quick as your normal shot. It literally is. You know, in fact, you can be just launching shots all day. So that's interesting. But yeah, it just does really big AoE, and I mean, you can just, I mean, the fact that it hits 3 times, as well as you can just be firing, I mean, your damage output's okay. Here, let me take off cooldown so you can see the ammo reloads. You know, it's decent. You can fire off like 5 in a row without having to wait for a reload. So, totally decent lobber. So after Destroyed there, we have Breaker up next.
You
And this is the Captain Pool skin, which for some reason it shows as default as well. So, classic alpha. But anyways, this is a common. And he's kind of got just like, I would say 2 shotguns in his hand. He goes bang, 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 bang. Has high health, 4,300. Damage of 4 times 190, which is pretty good damage, I gotta say. Well, his range, I know it says 3, but really the shotgun's spread, so you're not gonna hit all 4 times 190. You're gonna hit less, but when you get up close, it does do that damage. It's pretty nice. Excuse me. Attack speed of 1.6, speed of 37, and then his fury is called Angry Shot. Most fearsome display of violence. Breaker is at his mightiest, though moves slowly. The destruction made on surrounding is just simply utter. So utter destruction, kind of funny wording. But yeah, he basically just does 4 big shots. And it's kind of all around him, so I'll show. And actually, looks like I was mistaken. He doesn't go bang, 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 bang. Looks like it's just 1 shot with 4 projectiles from each hand. So that's pretty cool that it's quicker like that on release. And then, so the super here, it's bizarre. You see he just kind of shoots everywhere. It's literally like you aim it, and it doesn't matter where you aim it. It shoots forwards, left, forwards, left, right, left, forwards, left, right, left. So it's kind of, I mean, if you're a master, let me see if I can match this really quick. If you're a master, you might be able to land all these hits on someone. You know what I mean? If you're like spinning like a legend. In fact, I was able to miss all those. So I might be a master already. But I'm sure there's going to be people that are just like whipping. Like real pros are going to be able to turn their body to land every one of those hits. So just beware if he's got his super and it's a skilled player. You know, he might hit you with all those. After Breaker, I wanted to show you guys Vinka. And this is a goofy skin, Milk Cow Vanka. Definitely not the default, so that keeps popping up. But anyways, another common hero here. Damage is pretty okay, pretty good. 4 times 184. Good health at 4,100. Attack speed of 1.6, speed 37, range 3. And the Fury is a shield, and this is honestly a hero I see being used a lot in team modes. This shield is really good, actually. It doesn't reduce 100% of damage, and I wish it showed the percentage of damage it reduced, but maybe I can do the math here in the practice zone. It basically puts up a shield in front of him. If you guys have ever played Overwatch, I'll reference it again. It's like Reinhardt. Where it's just a big blast shield in front of him, and it protects him and teammates that are behind. Now, if you are able to get behind him, he cannot turn the shield, so you can sneak behind him and mess him up pretty good. So I'll show you guys that here. So here's his normal shot. It's just a shotgun, basically, with 4 hit spots. And then the super, as you can see, it's a pretty small shield. But it's really useful, and well, it's not even that small. You can definitely fit all your team behind there, and it's nice again because you can continue to attack through it. As long as your enemy is shooting from the other side of it, you will block it, sort of. So he hits me for 300. When I shield, he hits me for 50. So 50 is 1/6 of 300. So he blocks 5/6 of damage, whatever that percent is. Let me do the quick math. 83%. So he blocks 83% of damage, and that's really nice. And I think even if he hits like the end of the shield where it wouldn't have hit you, it still counts as a hit. So just beware that it could make you a bigger target, but that's kind of what you want when you're shielding your team. So, you know, it's a give and take. If it's a marksman's battle, you know, you get in front of your marksman with this big shield, and, you know, they're going to be happy about it. They're going to be sitting nice. So here's Ray in the Forgotten Samurai skin, which I think is his actual default. He looks really cool though. But he's an epic. He's another one of the melees, so you can expect his high damage. He's got damage 648, so a little bit lower than the other melees, besides Conky. Conky's a little bit unique. I'll say the melee dashers, like we saw before. Anyways, like we saw earlier with Taekwon. And we'll see again later with Mortal. Anyways, so Ray does 648. He has 3,400 health, really high attack speed of 2.8, really high speed of 43, and of course the range of 0.9. And his super is sort of like a buff. It buffs himself, giving him armor, move speed, attack speed, and it says boosted drastically. And it pretty much is. He gets 300 armor at level 1. Attack speed of 40%, damage 30%, speed of 30%. And I'm going to reiterate that these are percentages, and the percentages get boosted. So, you know, at level 10, you know, maybe he'll be, you know, at 50% attack speed off, 50% damage off, 50% or 40% damage, 40% speed, which is just like, you know, another step above of what this ultimate is at level 1. So just something to keep in mind. So here's Ray in action. As you can see, it's kind of that classic dashes. Now he doesn't have enough damage to triple attack to just 3-hit these guys, unlike Taekwon did. So he's a little bit lower on damage, but really not by much. And then I'll show you guys his super. It's an activate. Lasts for a short while. Gives us some nice drum music to listen to. And you know, the shield is nice. The attack speed is incredible. If I take off reset cooldown, so I can show you guys the actual ammo use. You know, he can't attack non-stop the whole time. So just keep that in mind. But overall, really good character. You know, the melees are really nice, especially when you use a dash ability on them. It's pretty much like you can get on top of anyone and kill them. Next up, I'm going to show you guys Mary.
Don't you hear the hunt?
She's another one of the commons, another assassin. And she actually is a melee I forgot to mention. Damage is 624, so even lower than Ray. 3,100 health, 2.8 attack speed, 41 speed, and 0.9 range. And her super, turn herself into blurry form, shadow dance. Mary performs a dance where she evades all incoming attacks and damage from any source. The only thing that her enemy can see is just her shadow. At the end of her moves, Mary deals damage to all enemies in sight. So it's got a radius of 2, and it also gives them a slow of half a second and deals 1,000 damage. So what's really cool about Mary is that super, really. So she's kind of an interesting melee character because she doesn't actually dash when she attacks. So in my opinion, that's a little bit worse than the others. But if you charge up, she can shoot. So that's something to keep in mind that the other melee characters cannot do. So you can shoot for 2 417s, or you can just melee. And the damage per second of meleeing is much faster, of course. So just something to keep in mind. Like, you know, you have a couple ways to use her. So like if you're getting shot at a lot, you can shoot. If you're up close, you might as well start swinging. So I'm going to use her super here. It is sort of like a dash. And that's it. It's over that quick. So when it says like you can only see her shadow, I mean it's pretty fast. But you know, it's a really cool animation, I'll admit. How she kind of just jumps around and then lands one big one. I'm hoping for these guys to respawn. There we go. And it has a nice area of effect too. It actually hit all of them. And I mean, that's pretty sweet. So in my opinion, Mary kind of has a high skill curve because she has those couple ways of attacking. But also, you know, could be really good on the right hands. Next up, I want to show you guys Benjamin. Benjamin is an epic hero. Does 440 damage. Attack speed of 1.6, 40 speed, and 4.5 range. So again, that really good range, long distance marksman shot. In his Fury, we got another scroller. It's called Call Down. Air support arrives, launching 3 missiles from the sky. First 2 missiles cause light damage and slow, and the last one does massive damage. So the first one's hit for 350, and the last one hits for 1200. So total, that would be 1950, all in all, which is pretty good damage. And it also slows him for 2 seconds. And it also has AoE, so you can potentially, you know, slow down and really hit an entire team. So one interesting thing about Benjamin's attack is that it kind of takes a second to charge up. So you can see as it starts, it's small, and then it gets up to that range. So if you're close, you know, you can just zap dudes for 440. But when you have it fully charged up, I mean, it's still the same 440, but it's just at a range. Hope this guy spawns. Oh, there he is. Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. It does bonus damage. 1300. Wow. Okay. That's so much different. What the heck? Why didn't it say that? Okay. Well, that's a major difference. And it looks like it arcs. I actually haven't played Benjamin before this, so my apologies on the poor knowledge on Benjamin. But I'm glad I found it out. So it looks like he's got, you know, that bounce. I want to see if he bounces on short attacks. No, it just looks like the one Ong. And it actually looks like even when you charge it up halfway, it does more damage. So I'm doing 1,000, you know, charge it a little bit, 700. So that's pretty cool. The longer you charge it, the more damage. Max charge seems to arc shots to other enemies. How much does that do to other enemies? It's for another 1,000, bro. Whoa, dude. That's kind of good. 1,500. Oh, I'm leveling up, so it's changing. It's leveling. I'm leveling up, so the number's changing. I just realized. But I'm gonna try a super out here. So don't take these leveled up numbers as if they were the level 1 numbers. I wish I could control that, but I could reset level. What am I thinking? I can't control it. My wish came true. So level 1 hits for 13 and 900. Okay. Anyways, here's the airstrike. Looks like it actually lets me zoom out on the map. That's a unique thing. I haven't seen that zoom out ever before. That's kind of a big brain thing. If you're in Battle Royale and you can just see more map than your opponent, that's an advantage. That is an advantage, just having this ability, able to see. But anyways, here's the airstrike. It has really good range, and then there's just bang, bang, boom. So I'll launch it again. Bang, bang, boom. Just huge damage. So really good. I love that you can see a little bit extra map. Really cool. And it has insane range. Literally, that's almost off my screen hitting over there. So that's great. Alright, and we're getting down to our final 4 here I want to talk about today. Next up, we have Murad. And he's flossing. So Murad is another marksman. Similar damage to Benjamin's base shot. 420. 420. Health of 2200. Attack speed of 1.6. Speed of 40. Range of 4.5. And the Fury is a smoke bomb. So throw the smoke bomb. It can blind enemies in its radius. Targets are slowed and limited on auto aiming. So they're limited on auto aiming. They can pretty much do everything. From my experience, they're just slowed. You know, if you're if you're an auto aim Andy, this will mess you up, but if you're an MLG pro aimer, you'll be good to go. So I'm curious to see if this will get a buff or if this slow is just enough to make it good, you know. So it blinds for 4 seconds, speed down, you know, it's on a percentage base. It looks like the percentage is going to increase, so that's awesome. So really you can use it as just a big slow. It has a radius of 2, and you can throw it really far with a range of 5, and it lasts 4 seconds, so we'll check it out here. So Murad is another charger, just like Benjamin. So there's his normal shots, but if you charge it up, you can land a big one. And I couldn't see that number, it's right behind the button. 1600 versus 400, so times 4s, which is really nice. And then here's the smoke bomb. Won't do any damage to these guys, but it looks cool. Looks cool, yeah. Maybe I can show you guys on this guy. So he's actually just still gonna shoot at me. Oops, I think I might have missed. So he's for sure blinded and still auto-aiming me. It might just be because the bot's programmed to hit, I don't know, but you know, it doesn't make them unable to shoot or anything, that's for sure. So in my opinion, Morad has kind of a weaker super, but you know, he's got big shots, so makes up for it. Next up I want to go over Shanna, or Shanna. This is one of the heroes I was initially super interested in. This is one of the first heroes I played, and I actually really liked playing her. She's really strong, does great damage, has good health, good speed, good range, you know, great range actually. So damage of 4 times 500, you can hit for 2k. I will say that's when you charge up, so normally it's just 1 shot for 500. If you charge up, it's times 4. It's really good. Health of 2400, attack speed 2.8, speed 40, range of 4.5. And she's another one of the legendaries, so of course she's one that I really like too. The Fury is really good too. It's called rolling, dashes forward, and mostly it's the dash that I like. Because this is a free dash on your kit. So dashes forward and fires arrows. The arrows going out in a fan, I believe. But they're the same arrows that she fires and can get pretty far out there. So it's really good. So here we are with Shanna. I'll show you just her normal shots. They're really safe to auto aim. I've found even like fast running enemies just get hit by auto aims. So that's kind of funny. And then here's the charge up, which it launches 4 of them, so that's really good. And then the super, and check out this dash. It's only about half of it, if even half. So that full range, I wish it was a super long dash. That full range is about how far the shots go. I think the shots even might go further. Yeah, I think the shots go further, but it's a nice little free dash. You know, if you're getting attacked, boom, you can dash. You know, of course it's not on that type of cooldown, but especially if you're going into enemies, I mean, just one big attack. And if you are a pro and like myself, and you dash into an enemy and hit all the shots, I mean, that's a big attack. You know, 14,500. Oops, that was a straight miss. To 12,300. That's 2k immediately. That's a fully charged shot landing. You know, so can be good in the right hands. It's a little bit of a lackluster dash, but still, any dash can be clutch. It can be the difference between dodging a killing blow, and I'm all for that. All right, next up, I want to talk about Cullion. I want to talk about Cullion here. One of the cuter heroes, you could say. It literally calls him the baby.
Let's go.
So anyways, he does damage of 3 times 176. It feels weak in game. I will say the damage feels weak, but it's okay. I'll say it's okay damage. Health of 2300, speed 40, range 4.5. So he's got good range, but I think he's a bit squishy for his damage. which makes him not a top choice for me. His super's alright though. It's called Ultra Mega Sonic Wave, which is an awesome name, by the way. It charges up, and I believe he has to stand still for the charge. And then he releases just a big blast. It causes knockback and stuns, and then does big damage as well. So I'll show you guys that right now. So here's Cullion, and there's his basic attack. So as you can see, I mean, it does okay damage. It kind of shoots 3 rays. It just feels low. It just, you know, because you're hitting for the 100s, but it does do triple, and it ends up hitting for over 500. But then again, like, you compare that to Big Papa, who does 400, you know, Cullion hits for 500, that's if all 3 hit. And, you know, it just, you know. Anyways, here's that super. I'll try to move. Nope, it does lock me down, but it blows up everything in range. So, and it stuns and knocks back, so it can be pretty good. It's like, there's the stun. Oh, just kidding, that guy can't be stunned, I guess. Oh yeah, I did know this, I forgot to mention it. Cullion's attacks bounce off walls. So you can, you know, if you're a big brain, it doesn't give you the angle, but you know, if you're a big brain, you can hit it. And then I believe it only bounces off a wall twice, and then it goes through. Yeah, so it goes bounce, bounce, through. Bounce, bounce, through. So, check this out. I'll send it off the map. Or maybe I can hit those guys over there. Oh, it's close. So it's still limited by my range. Whoa, I just like glitched a shot through. But as you can see, you know, I was able to shoot that guy because it goes through walls after the second bounce. So that's interesting. And then finally, last but not least on my list is Mortal, the duo axes. I really like Mortal. He's really fun to play with. And he's a legendary. Of course, I like all the legendaries. They're all awesome. But he does, I think, maybe the highest damage of the melees. He does 710, health of 3700, attack speed 2.5, speed 42. His range is tiny, ever so slightly less of 0.8. And his fury is called Ham Throw. I don't know why that's called a hammer. Oh, are those? Throws hammers. I swear those are axes in his hand, but whatever. I thought he was throwing axes, but I guess they're hammers. Anyways, so he throws these weapons in his hand, and it stuns the enemy, and then it pulls them to him. It's really good. You can like pull a whole team towards yourself, and then you're in melee range of all of them, and you're just able to boom, 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 just hit, and they just are taking fat damage. It also does damage, nothing significant. I think it's 500 on the hit, and then also on the pull. I'll double check that. But the stun is nice, especially for your teammates, because you're able to stun a whole team and then also pull them to you. So like it's really easy to tell where they're going, and then you pretty much get free hits. So I like him because he's got the dash. He's really fast with that. And opening boxes only takes 3 hits, just like that pot. And then here's his super. I'll show you it on all these guys. It's really nice. So it hits for 500. Okay, the 500 only hits once, but then they come back to you in this nice, neat pile. And then you can just hit them from there. So I'll show you guys against this guy too, fighting. So he's stunned for a second or two before he can get any shots off. I'm able to kill him. You know, tanks are definitely able to tank and fight back once they're in your range though, but they will always end up right in that bunched up spot. So it's pretty nice in that way, because you can just get all those guys and then just hit them and it's over. So pretty good against teams and also 1v1s and everything. All right guys, that was all 23 Thetan Arena heroes. I hope you guys enjoyed me showcasing their abilities, what they can do, which ones I like, and whatever. I'm really excited for this game. to fully release, and I'm also looking forward to the beta. Currently, you know, I've been playing a lot in the alpha, you know, an hour or two every day, and I'm ranked 228. I have one of the higher win streaks, rank 59, so I can say that I'm top 100 in the alpha after this, if I can maintain 59th place with 17 win streak. So we'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment if you have anything you want to find out from the alpha, or anything else you guys want to know about the Arena in general. You know, I'm sort of growing obsessed with the game, so I've been learning all sorts of things, and I'm just so excited. So that's all for me today, folks. Take care and deuces.